Welcome to Quick Shots, a short format traditional archery podcast, where we introduce you to some of the world's most influential traditional archers, and occasionally, some random dudes. A quick shout out to our partners that are helping to make all this content possible. Lancaster Archery Supply. Lancaster Archery Supply, leading the world in 3D and target archery. Three Rivers Archery, your longbow and recurve experts. And of course, Yost Archery Products. What tab are you shooting? Hey everyone, and welcome to Quick Shots. I'm Mick Chambers. I'm your host for today, and I got Nan here.
Hi everyone.
Hosting again, and Kim Timberlake is our guest.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for being here. So we saw you walking by the other day. I was like, oh my God, she's here. We have to get her on Quick Shots. If you haven't met Kim yet, just go check out anything that CD Archery is putting up on Instagram. She's pasted all over there because you are
a superstar.
Superstar.
Oh, I love shooting.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely.
Do you?
Have fun.
Unbelievable year you're having.
I love ETAR.
You love ETAR?
I do. Absolutely love ETAR. It's amazing. This is one shoot that I look forward to every year, and it's getting away. It's relaxing, which says a lot about archery.
Yeah. Well, you're a competitor.
Correct.
You're a competitor. This is not a competition.
Well, actually it is. When we're here, we play for dollars. So the group of guys and I, we have dollar bills.
Okay.
And we go out and shoot. And I keep a tally with an Expo mark with a Sharpie up my arm of one.
Nice.
And I have multiple pictures of signed dollar bills winning.
That's an excellent idea.
It is great. It's so much fun. It is.
That is fantastic. Hey, I'm gonna get into this a little bit. I want to learn a little bit more about you. Okay. All right? Because this is the first time we're meeting, but it's the first time our listeners are seeing or hearing you. So
right.
Yeah. All right. So how did you get into traditional archery?
How did I get in? I walked up on at 2015 IBO World Championship. I just finished shooting my compound bow, and I walked up to the bags, and a man named Calvin Smock was standing there, and they were shooting this weird bow that didn't look like my bow. And I said, oh, that's neat. I want to shoot that.
Nice.
And that was my first time shooting a recurve bow. And in December, I purchased my first CD riser. In February, I competed with it for the first time.
So you
CD
had 1
archery.
month.
In 2016.
That's amazing. 1 month.
Had you been competing with compound for a while?
For 2 years. My first bow I shot was in 2014.
And so you made the jump from compound to single string.
I did.
Why?
I fell in love with it.
But
It was like, I'm not 20.
okay.
And, as we age, it's about our passions in life. And I loved archery from the first point of shooting a bow. But when I got a recurve bow in my hand, it was a love. I was in love with shooting a bow at that point.
That's such a great story.
It's great.
It's awesome.
Okay, well.
So, I was just gonna add, so there's a lot of hype around you. Like you said, we ran into you last night. We were like, hey, do you want to come talk to us? Tell us a little bit about your accomplishments recently this year.
Talk a little bit in that.
Wow.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
This year,
Well, just in general, right?
In general, yeah.
yeah, this year I've not been to a whole lot of competitions. Let's see, I shot the Tennessee Classic.
Yep.
And I won that in my division, which was great. I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Then, let's see, Howard Hill, which is a Grand Slam. Man, it was an amazing shoot. If it could be one, I did at that shoot. It was great, even a bow, even on a CD riser.
Yeah.
It was like, you can't have a CD riser, so what the heck. But this year I changed over to a 21, and I absolutely love this riser.
Is this what you have with you today?
It is. It's the 21.
Amateur.
Yeah. And I've won 7 world championships with the 25, but this bow right here, I'm back to the shelf again.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and my first wins in 2017 were off the shelf, off the 25.
Yeah.
And now that I'm back to the shelf, which I absolutely love.
Is that a custom? You customized that grip for you, or is
no? Actually, it's just a regular grip that Calvin has that he uses.
Okay.
So no, my 25 does have one that was made that came out a little bit further, and they. The one he's going with now, grips, it holds my hand really well.
So it indexes really well, so you no problem just put it in there and every single time.
It fits pretty good.
Yeah, apparently it shoots pretty good too.
But you know, I don't grip my bow. I wear a finger sling, which I do not have on.
Yeah.
But if I do not hook up, I will throw my bow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's important I don't grip.
You're actually shooting correctly.
I'm trying to. I've been taught by here lately, you know. Through the years of shooting, I had great success, but here we did a Rod Jenkins clinic in Wilmington, and I was like, Rod's going, well, you're not really shooting with your back. I said, well, how am I shooting? Because I've had pretty good success.
Yeah.
Well, when I did what he told me to do, it's changed a lot.
Next level.
That's next level.
Next level stuff.
It has taken me up to the next level.
You know, I'm actually, Rod Jenkins is actually having a, I'm from Kansas. I'm coming in from Kansas, and he's in Kansas this week.
He is in Kansas.
I know,
he
and
is.
I had to come to this. So
But I went to I did private with Rod after the clinic.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to me. Just listen to what he tells you, you know, and what he taught me. It's form, it's process, it's a process. Shoot the process.
Yes,
you know, and you're not going to fail. I mean, archery's archery. You're going to go up, you're going to go down. But if you stay with the process, you're going to have success.
And you've stuck with your process. So what is the process? Tell us your secret sauce.
Well,
how do you do it?
The process is, you know, you get that bow out there and you shoot with your back, you know, but the process is, Rod teaches you the difference in what a lot of people think they're into their back and they're really not. Mm-hmm. He shows you how to actually shoot and complete. And, you know, I think for me, personally, the mental game is not getting into my own head.
Yes,
It's staying out of my head, and the really huge factor for me is have fun. Like I said, I'm not in my 20s. I'm a middle-aged woman, and if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have fun doing this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or I'm going to do something else, which I do, other things, but...
Yeah.
What do you do?
What
are your other hobbies?
Exactly.
Well, what I do? Oh my gosh! Well, I make a lot of plant medicine. I forage off the land. I eat off the land. I also make at this time about 20 different tinctures, which are plant medicine. So I'm a naturalist. I like nature. I like to live as clean as possible. And I rock climb. I love rock climbing.
Wow,
so
very cool.
I think that, you know, another sense of archery and success is your physical condition.
Yes.
And the better condition you're in, the better muscular condition, the better fit you are, the better you're going to shoot.
Yeah.
You'll be able to handle the terrain. You'll be able to have stamina.
You'll be able
And
to
that
draw
helps
the
a lot. And, you know, not only the physical in my body, my whole body, internally, taking in good food, you know, that helps.
Where are you from?
Originally Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Okay.
And I currently live in Ohio.
Okay. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to get out and to compete. So you've done a lot of competition? So in
Really?
Ohio, or no?
Mainly 2000 when I started, I competed in mainly IBO. And then my 2017 year, my second year, I shot every IBO and every ASA. And then I kind of backed out a little bit, slowed down, doing some other things, going to the Classic, which once I learned of the Tennessee Classic, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, ETAR, I love it. There are certain shoots I just absolutely love. Trad Worlds, I love it. Howard Hill, I love it. But I'm starting to gear down toward more of the enjoyment of the shoot. Really, with trad whirls? I didn't decide until Thursday morning before trad whirls I was going to trad whirls. And I was in Kentucky, hanging out. I have property in Kentucky, and I go rock climbing and hang out there. And I just wasn't feeling it. If I don't feel it, I don't do it. And Wednesday I was reading the rules, I thought, shooting off the shelf, I've got to have an arrow with a screw-in point. Well, I don't have arrow with screw-in point. So I go looking through my arrows, and I pull out a CX arrow, which is this, that I have not shot in 2 years, because I'd been shooting the Victory BAP. So I changed over, just in case I was going to decide to shoot top hat points, which I can't say enough about. Anybody that knows Blackie knows that they're the best.
They are.
They are. So I switched out my arrows Wednesday. I got up, I said, I'll see how I feel. I shot my bow about 10 times. I'll see how I feel Thursday morning. Thursday morning I got up, I'm feeling it.
Feeling it.
I loaded up and took off to trad whirls.
Must be one of those flow things for you. Like for me personally, when I'm making a video, if I'm not flowing, it's not there.
It is.
But when I'm there,
yep.
I'm on it. I am
exactly. And that's the way I live my life, you know. I think that's where a lot of my success comes from, is having that joy of being content and wanting to do it, to have fun, to enjoy it. And I am competitive, don't get me wrong. When I go, I'm going to compete. But I am not competing with any other woman out there. Just you. I am competing to do the best I can do for who I am. And by that, I'm having as much fun as I can have.
What would you tell an archer that's looking to begin competing in 3D tournaments? What would you tell her or him?
I would tell her to find the person that can teach her the correct form, get her in the correct equipment, the correct arrow, fit her in everything she needs to be fitted in for success from the get-go, from the very beginning, so she can be taught all that.
Right way.
Correct. The right way from the beginning of it.
Plus bad habits.
And have fun. Go into it
Definitely.
with having fun.
So have you thought about being that mentor?
I have been that mentor
have
to
you?
a couple. Actually, my granddaughter started competing this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, and you talk about exciting. They fiddled around with the bow, but for 3 weeks, I took them to the TAS World Championship. I took them to Howard Hill, and then I took the middle one and the youngest with me to the Meadville shoot. My oldest granddaughter, Layla, she got third at the TAS.
Oh, wow.
And then we went to the Howard Hill, and my middle granddaughter, Remy, she got first at the Howard Hill.
Wow.
She shot lights out.
So you must be an amazing mentor then.
I mean,
runs in your
they gotta
blood.
want to, you know,
Right.
and they have to listen to me.
Yep.
And they have, and they want it. And then Layla got third at the Howard Hill, so they both placed at the Howard Hill. And then we went to Meadville and just had fun. And I had the 4-year-old. Now I have, my granddaughter's birthday is yesterday. She turned 5, my youngest granddaughter. And she's like, I want to shoot, Grandma, I want to shoot. And I'm like, you're up, sister. We're doing it. Next year you get to go. And it's so fun. That's the joy for me, is I really didn't care what I did at the Howard Hill. I really didn't care. It was about those. It's about those grandbabies. It was about what they did.
It's so great.
It is.
Yeah, that's so great.
And the joy of watching these kids at Trad Worlds, they needed help out with the kids. I stood out in that hot sun before I did all my shoot-off stuff for an hour and a half, burning up, dying. But I'm gonna tell you what, the joy of seeing that child smile, and
My child waving.
the love
Behind us. Everybody waving.
That's right. You know, the faces on these kids and the joy. This is our archers. This is our future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are the future.
And so, yeah, I love watching my granddaughter shoot and the joy of it.
Do you think traditional archery is enjoying sort of a renaissance? Like, is it traditional archery coming back? Here, I'll take it for you. Do you think it kind of died off for a bit, and now it's coming back pretty strong?
I don't know. The 2020 really hit everything hard.
Right.
And I think, as far as dying off that way, it is so good to see this crowd here.
Oh, it's great.
Ski Tour last year was like, it was just sparks.
I was here last year for Ski Tour.
Oh, wow, yes.
Super quiet.
It was sad.
This giant tent wasn't here, just a couple vendors.
But what I see is a growth in traditional archery. I see a huge growth, especially in the women.
I know.
And seeing these young girls coming up into this sport is awesome because they are desiring to shoot single strings, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see them succeed. Cindy Phipps, amazing little girl. I mean, she's not a little girl anymore, but she is to me. And she's done amazing. And she's the one that took my regular IBO World Championship title away from me. And I was so proud of her. And that's what it's about. It's about handing it down and going on. Right. But then, of course, this has a lot to do with my success.
That tab?
Safari Tub. Rod Jenkins handed me my first tab when I first started.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I never went off of it. And it's like, there's certain things, and regardless, it's here. It's what you believe in. Everything that you're successful in life, you've got to believe in it. Yeah. If you don't believe in it, when you walk out on that range, if you don't believe that you're going to be successful and you're going to win and you're not. You've got to believe.
You gotta believe it to see it.
When I go to climb that rock, if I don't believe I can reach the top, I wouldn't reach it, but I do believe I can. I actually know I can, and I do. And success.
That has to be the most inspirational thing I've heard on my podcast in the year that I've been doing it. I'm fired up right now. I want to believe in it right now. That's awesome. I can believe it. Yeah, if you can believe it, you can be it.
That's exactly right.
But I think there's a lot of, for me anyway, self-doubt. It's like, there's so many good people out there. It's like, there's no way I'm going to be as good as that person, or I'm not going to shoot a 290 or a 280 or whatever. It's hard to get over that hump. I'm so happy that you said that. It's like, just believe in yourself, right?
Never ever go out there and compare yourself to anyone. I shoot with Fawn Gerard. Oh my gosh, amazing. She's absolutely amazing, and we shoot together a lot. We live very close together, and I look at her and I don't say, oh, I'm not going to be as good as Fawn. I say, I'm going to be as good as Kim is, and I'm going to succeed. You know what's so cool about the archery, as you talked about from the beginning, is as I started shooting, there was things that just all of a sudden popped. I was at one shoot, and Dwayne Martin, he's like, Kim, what's your point on? I mean, I was frustrated. I'm like, what's a point on?
What's a point on?
Yeah, the things that stick out in my head, the people, it's so important. It's like if a child came up to me, and I always have time for someone, no matter if they're a young child or if they're an adult or whoever they are, I have time for them. Because when I started shooting, these people that took time to explain things to me, I was telling her, Dwayne Martin, I came in from a shoot, my first year, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. He said, well, what's your point on? I said, what's a point on? Yeah. He said, okay, let's go over here. I'm going to get you a point on. I'm like, okay. So I learned a point on. Dan Hare was another big, step. And Kim, let me show you when you're shooting a target how to look at this target. You can't just shoot it. You've got to adjust. You've got to know you're gapping. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to measure. That made a big change in my life. Calvin Smock has made it. I mean, these people are helping you along. From the beginning, Joella Bates was a big, she taught me so much about a bow. I mean, I literally, when I started shooting in 2016 or in 2014, 2015, I could not tell you what that was called. I could not tell you what that was called.
Same.
I could not even tell you what that was called.
Oh, wow.
I knew this was an arrow. I had no knowledge of components of it. I had no knowledge of what a bow was. It was a bow.
A riser, limbs,
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay. And even though you didn't know any of that stuff, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and do it.
Yeah, that's what you do. You go do it.
Yeah.
You go do it because I love to do it. And my first tournament, my SA tournament, I'm out there shooting, and I'm shooting with Calvin. And finally he says, Kim, what exactly are you shooting at? I said, well, Calvin, I am trying to shoot that target out there. I was not having a lot of success doing it either. And he said, well, you got to point. I said, I am pointing. But it's funny that you grow. And, you know, when you're starting out, don't expect to go out there and be perfect.
Absolutely.
Learn, watch, listen, and you got to work at it. You know,
Just
you've
like
got
anything
to
else.
go out, you've got to put in the time, you've got to have the process and work at it.
Whatever you're doing, you've been incredibly successful, and congratulations on everything that you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah,
being on the show.
congratulations.
Thank you very
You're a
much.
huge inspiration to young ladies like me. And I mean, other young ladies too, but
Right, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, and it's inspiration, giving to other people,
Yeah.
and when you give a piece of yourself, it's part of you. You're giving part of you.
So, if people want to talk to you or reach out to you, how do they do that?
Well, I have an email. They can email me. I have a phone number. They can try and call me.
Okay, we're not giving away phone numbers.
give away
No
the
phone
phone
numbers.
number.
But my email, I have a Facebook.
Well, Facebook would be
Timberlake.
better. Yeah. So, just your name on Facebook?
Correct, Kim Timberlake.
Okay, Kim Timberlake on Facebook, and you can contact her there. Again, thank you very much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. This has
Yeah,
been really
thank you.
inspiring.
Yes, thanks
very
so much
good.
for being here.
And continued success.
Thank you
And
very
great to
much.
meet you.
Thank you.
All right.
maybe I'll hit you up this weekend to tell me, like, show
Maybe
me
we
your
can go
secrets. Yeah, that's what I'm
That'd be
thinking.
great. Yes, that would be cool.
That would be awesome.
I'm
You guys
kind of
out there.
afraid to
yeah.
go to 3D
Yeah.
tournaments, but sitting
Absolutely.
here with you is kind of cool.
Right.
Especially knowing that you just started archery not too long ago.
Right. But you know
haven't
what?
Been in this
Do
forever.
what makes your soul. Fill your soul. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Fill it in here. Be you. And that's give. Give back. Be you and give back.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Well, take care.
Thanks.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye.